I want to get up, but I can't, she cries. In a tent, I meet Abu Ala, recently arrived in Zatari with his wife and 5 children. He's hesitant to appear on camera. He fled 2 weeks ago after the attack in which the Syrian regime allegedly used chemical weapons. We thought our town was safe, he says. Then there were air raids. Then they attacked with chemicals. Abu Shadi left with his family 5 months ago. He lost everything. I saw the bomb dropping on my house, he recalls. We left with the clothing we were wearing. Everyone has left, Muhammad says. The houses are abandoned. The situation was unbearable. The residents of Zatari are no longer under the threat of sudden attack, but the refugees' lot is replete with trouble. In a UN clinic, Jordanian doctors dress the wound of a woman attacked earlier in the day. They can provide treatment, but no protection. Jordanian police are hesitant to operate inside the camp. Although life, like the landscape, appears bleak and barren, it's not without hope. In this desert, they find ways to supplement the bland rations and earn some pocket money. The camp's main road, jokingly dubbed Champs-Élysées, is lined with shacks selling vegetables, sweets, offering a variety of services and toys. And the children, who make up more than half of the camp's population, have found ways to have fun in playgrounds or in their own ways. In the morning, 13-year-old Mayed helps his mother with chores. In the afternoon, he flies his homemade kite made out of string, a few sticks, and scraps of plastic bags. His eyes on the heavens above today's woes. Ben Wiedemann, CNN, Zatari refugee camp, northern Jordan.
Now back in Washington, the Obama administration's bid to get congressional approval for a military strike against Syria is moving forward. The Senate Foreign Relations Committee has passed a resolution authorizing a military response, but as Chris Roller reports, the White House still faces an uphill battle from many lawmakers.
This is the hard sell from the inner circle to take action.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
This is not the time to be spectators to slaughter.
Laying out the price of not acting.
There is absolutely a risk of escalation in the use of chemical weapons if we do nothing.
And the cost of airstrikes to America.
It would be in the tens of millions of dollars, that kind of range.
One explosive confrontation shows the hard work ahead to win over the House.
Mr. Kerry, you have never been one that has advocated for anything other than caution when involving U.S. forces in past conflicts. Is the power of the executive branch so intoxicating that you would abandon past caution in favor of pulling the trigger on a military response so quickly?
Because I volunteered to fight for my country, and that wasn't a cautious thing to do when I did it. We're talking about people being killed by gas, and you want to go talk about Benghazi and Fast and Furious.
2 U.S. Navy ships have left the Eastern Med, leaving 4 destroyers in the waters near Syria. Questions remain, not about the strike itself, but what comes next.
What do we do if they literally shoot back at Americans?
But then who is the other side? Who are the rebel forces?
Administration officials say they've kept the Syrian opposition from allying with extremist fighters, but the clock is ticking.
And people will resort to anybody they can find to help them accomplish their goal, and we would have created more extremism and a greater problem down the road.
We'll now take our second break. And over now to sports. The head coach of the Gambian national team has spoken to his players' readiness to be at their very best as they prepare to lock horns with the Taifa Stars of Tanzania in their last game of the Brazil 2014 World Cup preliminary qualifiers. Peter Bonnie Johnson was speaking to reporters ahead of this Saturday's encounter. We have more on that in this report.
Champions prepare to host the Taifa Stars of Tanzania in the final stages of the World Cup qualifiers. The head coach of the national team, Peter Bonnie Johnson, has said that his boys are fully prepared to deliver a decent performance on Saturday, given the high spirit in the camp. The Scorpions started training 2 weeks ago with 31 home-based players, which later trickled down to 14 due to the arrival of scores of foreign-based players who later joined the team.
We have been training together since Monday, with the exception of Tubabu, who joined us yesterday. All have been in, and the spirits are very high. Everybody knows the importance of this game. We have been working as a family and came into camp Monday night. So far, so good. All I can assure you that we are ready. The players are ready to give a very respectable performance and defend the flag of this country.
The Gambia's dreams of participating in next year's Brazil World Cup are over, but Saturday's showdown between Gambia and Tanzania is an important encounter as it holds the future of Gambian football in subsequent qualifiers. So the Scorpions fail to win on Saturday, the Gambia will be relegated to the bottom 10 lower-ranked teams in Africa, thus eliminating them to compete in the World Cup preliminary qualifiers for the next 2 years. This factor therefore makes Saturday's showdown a crucial encounter for the home side.
Everybody concerned with this game, involved in this game, knows the importance because everybody wants to make a mark for your country. In as much as the other games were important, this also is important because every person, every coach, every player, you want to have more caps and always give the very best for your country.
Cognizant of this, the players who are believed to be in peak condition are hopeful of sealing a victory against the Taifa Stars.
Okay, I was not here and then I joined the group yesterday. But Zico was here and Tibo was here and coach, and then we was communicating before I arrived, and then yesterday too I have long conversation with Zico, and he said to me, okay, the players are doing very good, and then that shows a positive sign, and I know all the players were really willing to do everything on the pitch, on Saturday to take the victory, because it's been a while that we take 3 points at home.
The representative of the security team, who was also present at the press briefing, highlighted the importance of proper conduct of fans during and after the game.
And I want to assure you that all security services in the country are on board, and all necessary preparations that have arisen that were highlighted by people who have observed or the complaints that we had from other organizations that are concerned in football have been addressed. And we'll make sure that everybody who is coming will happily enjoy the game without any security issues. But also I want to assure the general public that anybody who is coming should come to watch football and go back home peacefully.
The Gambia's home record over the years has been terrific until recent defeat to the Elephants of Ivory Coast. Therefore, restoring the team's credibility and the gaining of public trust will be down to the Scorpions winning Saturday's tie to avoid another setback on home soil.
For Grts Sport, this is Babakat Senghor.
Before we end this edition of the news, a reminder of our headlines. Traditional medicine research and development have dominated the agenda as the Health Ministry and the WHO Country Office observe African Traditional Medicine Day. Enforcing the anti-littering laws to the letter, more than a dozen people in Banjul could pay the price for what law enforcement agents consider a violation of efforts to maintain a clean and disease-free nation. A potential U.S. military strike in Syria has moved a notch further, with the Senate Foreign Policy Committee approving military response to allegations of chemical attack by pro-Assad forces. And Syrian refugees seeking sanctuary in neighboring Jordan are risking their lives by returning home. This as harsh conditions in their camps compel them to flood back in the war-weary nation. Well, that brings us to the end of the news. Thanks for the pleasure of your company. Stay tuned and enjoy Grts programs.